All right, welcome back to Fright Night Flicks. You're here with Dan and Darren, your go-to horror movie review podcast.
What's up, guys?
What is up? Tonight we will be reviewing the terrifying, the mysterious.
Don't do this to me. I like this movie. All right, we're gonna fight about it.
I think we're gonna have some differing opinions tonight. We're going over Krampus from 2015. And we'll get into it. If you guys haven't watched the show, we'll go over, give you a brief overview, initial impressions. Then we basically break down the entire movie, the stupid scenes, the funny scenes, anything that's just, I don't know, humorous, entertaining to us.
Anything we find interesting, yeah.
And followed up with a official score, 0 to 10, how we feel about the movie. And this week, it's going to be fireworks.
We'll see.
So if you guys want to help support the show, if you're big fans of the podcast, hey, join our Patreon. You can get a monthly episode. We do bonus episodes. This month we're doing Gremlins.
Right, and so we already have a catalog of 4 episodes that we've done?
Yeah.
So you get those automatically by joining.
Yeah, check it out. And then you'll get early access to episodes. Eventually, we're going to have ads on these. There ain't right now. So I'll say you can have ad-free episodes, but really that's nothing right now because we don't have ads.
I mean, it's true, though.
Really, the biggest thing is you help support the show, and that is very much appreciated. And we actually have direct contact on there. So you put a message in, we respond back. You'll get Discord access as well. So anyways, check that out if you're interested. If you don't want to spend any money, I totally get it. If you could just leave us a review on Apple or Spotify, we will check it out. And if you actually write some stuff in there, we'll read it on here.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And right now, I just want to give you guys a heads up. We are at 21 reviews on Apple and 13 on Spotify. So we could get those up a little, you know?
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty happy. Thank you for everyone who's left a review so far. But yeah, of course, dude. You know, when's it ever enough? I mean, ideally, once we get to 100, that would be amazing. So let's start working towards it.
Exactly. And on those platforms, the reviews mean a lot. So it's appreciated. And hopefully we'll see a couple more, maybe even a comment in there. So last podcast, this seems like years ago, but we did the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
That wasn't last one. That was the one before last. Last podcast, Black Christmas.
Did we talk about this on there?
We didn't.
We didn't. Okay. So we did the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And we actually had the composer of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space respond to us, to the video.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's John Massari. I hope I'm saying that right. And he said, thanks for the music love. And I looked at him like, that's a strange comment. And I'm like, huh. And I clicked on his profile and it was he has like all the Killer Clown stuff and he's the composer. I looked him up and everything.
I mean, dude, well, here's the thing. I love the music in the movie. So, and shout out to John.
Yeah.
Shout out to John. He did a great job. I just wonder, I'm like, how did he find us? Do you think John's looking at like all Killer Clown stuff?
I don't know. Like, seriously. I mean, he probably is just into the movie. So he probably gets stuff on his feed that's Killer Clowns.
And someone could have just told him. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Hey, thanks for commenting. That's awesome. Glad you liked it.
Yeah. I hope maybe he's listening now. Maybe not.
Maybe he's a fan.
Maybe we'll get a Krampus response. So, okay. If you guys don't know anything about Krampus, I honestly didn't. Other than that, Krampus was in Warzone at one point. That's what I knew about Krampus.
I can't believe you didn't watch this movie. I thought you would like this movie.
Well, we'll get into it.
I think the kids and your wife have molded your perception of the movie.
The kids kind of liked it.
Okay, well,
yeah,
maybe it's the latter then.
Yeah, I don't know. She thought it was really dumb.
She was spitting some hate at the Christmas party this week.
She was like laughing during it. You know what I mean? It was one of those like she didn't. I think she enjoyed the journey, but at the end, it was like, should I have even gotten on this ride?
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's one of these movies that it's like, you got to know what you're in for. You got to know it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, we'll get into it. First, let me give you a little synopsis. A boy who had a bad Christmas accidentally summons a festive demon to his family home.
Boom.
So the director is Michael Dowtrey.
Where are you getting these summaries
I just take it from IMDb.
Yeah, you know what? IMDb sometimes like lacks.
I kind of like it though.
Yeah, because it's like, we don't need a lot.
Yeah, sometimes they give you more than you want, sometimes less. This was, I don't know. It is what it is.
Sure.
So the director's Michael Dowtrey, writers Todd Casey, Michael Dowtrey, and Zach Schild, stars Adam Scott, Tony Colletti, and David Kushner.
Keckner.
Sorry, Keckner. Yeah.
Adam Scott and David Koechner, I always liked them. Adam Scott, what I know him from is Parks and Rec.
Well, and we talked about it. He's in Step Brothers too. He's
Great role in
the
Step
singing
Brothers.
dad.
I love that scene.
You don't even look good while you're singing. The worst thing I've ever heard.
Bow, bow, I'm Jerry. I can sing high like that.
Yeah, I actually like Adam Scott a lot. And David Koechner. By the way, his name does not say Koechner. That is absurd.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to.
I'm going to tell you, it's
get Koechner out of there.
Koechner. It's like Kochner. Koch.
All right, careful, buddy. Careful.
Anyways, David Koechner in this movie is really funny. I mean, he's always funny, but
Well, he plays this type of role very well.
What were you training for? Army? Marines?
Said Eagle Scouts.
Eagle Scouts.
right, yeah. So overall, like Derek kind of said, it was a funny. It's kind of a funny. It's like comedy horror campy, right?
Right.
Which I do like. The thing I guess it's the Krampus. I don't feel like he played a big enough almost role sometimes.
Yeah, Krampus wasn't really the main villain.
Yeah, I don't even know who the Worm Man was and some of the other. I mean, there's elves and
that's
whatnot.
the Jack in the Box.
And also, I do think there was a missed opportunity with snowmen in this movie.
Like, just for them to be more menacing?
Like an attack of a snowman.
Like them attacking a snowman?
It's a snowman attacking them.
Well, yeah, but I like the way that they used them. They had them kind of set out there just menacing, watching, and then there all of a sudden be more of them. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
You're right. That would have been good. But yeah, Krampus was more of like a ringleader, is my understanding. He controlled everything that was going on.
Right. There were some things I did like about Krampus, but because he's a powerful dude.
Big, powerful, strong, same word. Kind of creepy looking, long tongue.
I also kind of was expecting a Santa battle with Krampus.
Ain't no Santa in this one.
No, Santa did not show up. And I was kind of like looking forward to like this buffed out giant Santa.
Yeah, that would have been a more fun movie. But that would be my only knock on this movie, because I like this movie, but I do think it was a little negative. Like there wasn't a lot of hope. I feel like at some point it's like they're in this situation and there's just no hope of getting out.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get into all that, but before we do, let's give a quick tomato meter here. 66 on the critics, 52 for audience, and that might not be far from me.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see at the end. Did we just do our impressions?
Yeah, we did.
So you did them out of order. So I was confused. I'm like, I don't know how much to go into. Wait, I went too negative then. I will say though, from all the things we just said, I think this movie has a lot of fun moments. Here's what it is, dude. It's a great Christmas watch, especially with your kids. I think it's fun to watch because it's not too inappropriate.
No,
my kids all got scared, and I had a revolt in the family, which we can talk about if you want.
Your kids got scared?
Oh my gosh. I had my son and daughter watching it, and my 7-year-old daughter was not into she was at first, but then once it started getting scary, she just ran out. And then my son is like, towards the end, once the Jack in the Box came out, he's like, I don't like this movie anymore. And then my wife's like, why did you have them watch that? I'm like, I thought it was kind of fun. She's like, what's wrong with you?
See, my experience was like the opposite, in that like no one got scared, but it was more of like, why are we watching this? Like, this seems like a very dumb movie. So I don't know. Anyways, let's get into the movie. Let's break it down, and then we'll give our final ratings at the very end. So Krampus starts off with the love and joy that Christmas brings. It does not actually. It's the Black Friday madness. So they start off in the scene of people going into malls or whatever, just trampling each other. I mean, there's employees like just tasing a couple on the floor. People fighting over, the normal like Black Friday madness. And the funniest thing is like this stuff's like real. Like I'm not in the movie, but that does happen.
You know what's funny? We talked about that when we watched what was that movie? What was the movie we watched with the
that was Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, that's right. When they had this scene where, it's Black Friday or whatever and people are going nuts. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. People aren't really like this. But then I started looking at things in the past. I'm like, dude, this was a real thing where people like got killed during these stupid cells.
Oh no, I thought the same thing. And somebody in our comments even replied like, "Oh no, I've worked those. Like it is crazy." And then yeah, I watched some old like news. I think I watched like Papa Meat or something. He had a video.
That's
on
what we
it.
watched. We both watched the same thing.
Yeah, and he's like, he was giving some commentary on the previous clips of like some of these horrible things that have happened. It's like people are so greedy.
Dude, it's insane. It's insane what people do when they think they're getting a deal.
Yeah, and it's
Insane.
over like stupid stuff. I mean, sometimes it's TVs or whatever, but it's like, who cares?
Dude, most of it honestly is junk that
Yeah.
you don't even really need. But in this situation, we see people are losing sight of what Christmas is about.
That is a big theme of this movie. So we also see our main protagonist, Max, get his ass kicked in the mall. And he's like dressed. It's a mall like nativity play or something.
I know, it's kind of funny because I'm like, it seemed like it was a school event, but it wasn't. I don't know what the heck it was because I don't know. I was confused by what the whole thing was at all.
It took me a while to figure they were tied together in the beginning, but whatever. I'm clearing that up for you guys. That was the main character. He gets beat up. Then they kind of transition back to I think they're the Engel home, and that's where we meet our whole cast.
Yeah, and we pretty much are at the home the whole movie.
Yeah, we venture out, but it is the main theme or place. The
You can never just say, yeah, Darren, you're right.
Well, because
Yes,
it's not
yes,
entirely,
and me.
it's not entirely correct.
I didn't say 1,000% of the time, but I said pretty much.
Yeah.
See, this is crazy.
All right, so we're gonna meet the characters. There's Max. There's Beth. So Max is like the Christmas lover, to the point where he's fighting kids because like for the spirit of Christmas. I'm gonna be honest. This kid believes in Santa. He's way too old.
Hard to say how old these kids are. Dude, I gave up. I started thinking about it. I'm like, I have no clue what the ages are because the girl has a boyfriend who at one point had a device for doing drugs. I don't know. She seems like she's like 10.
No, she's
Or
like
13,
she'll
I
be
don't
like
know.
17 or 18.
She looks so young though. Oh man. Anyways, yes, you're right though. Maybe he shouldn't believe. I don't know. I also think it's kind of funny. He's fighting people over the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah. See, we have different thoughts on that. It's a little much. Like the family even plays in like Santa's coming, like it's a little much.
Yeah,
I think
but
it's a little weird.
dude, no, I agree. It is, but this is the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's this campy, goofy movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion.
Okay. So the main thing though is this little Max. You know what's funny? I thought about it too. I didn't know one of their names when I was driving to your house. I was thinking in my head like, how am I going to talk about this? I don't know anyone's name.
Right.
How do you even remember their names?
That's like something I do on every movie.
oh okay.
Because you have to. Before I even start, I get the whole cast and then I write them down. And then when I make the outline, I put them to the side because otherwise you will forget all the characters.
Yeah, you should put them to the side for me though. You know.
Or you can make your own little list.
I used to do that, but then yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah. So anyways, so there's Max, there's Beth. So Max, the Christmas kid, Beth's his sister. She's not even in the movie very long. She's more wants to hang out with her boyfriend, whatever. You'll see her for a little bit. There's Tom, who starts off as like the busy dad that's too busy. Like it reminds me of Hook, like the dad who's like busy on phone calls and everything with the family. But in reality, that only is like the beginning of the movie. Then that pretty much disappears.
Yeah, you're right. They just set it up. The rest, well, but there's a reason why, I think, because the house kind of shuts down. Power goes out. You can't really do anything when there's no power. But yeah, he's a busy guy. He's like drinking behind his desk. Him and his mom, or Tom and his wife, are having marital issues.
Whose name is
Ruth?
Sarah.
Took a shot.
No, I think they set that up in the beginning, but that I think completely goes away because I think the rest of the movie, Tom seems like a pretty good dad.
He's okay.
I think he's great.
He's okay.
Then there's Sarah, who is trying to like hold everything together, kind of the mom who's overly stressed out, the normal stuff on Christmas, right?
She's like an OCD mom though. Like everything's got to be perfect. They're the rich family. She's wants to make sure the dinner's perfect for the whole family. Yeah.
We'll get into that. That becomes something. And then, then a pivotal, I guess, character in this movie who we may have different tastes on is old Grandma Omi.
Omi, sweet lady.
Omi speaks, I believe, German. Is that what she's speaking?
My kids asked me and I just threw out countries. I don't know.
I think it's true. I feel like Krampus is like a German tale, but
Dude,
I could be wrong.
That's a real. Have you seen those videos of Krampus? I've saw it on TikTok. Like there's actually Krampus parades.
Oh no.
Oh, it's weird.
Oh, this is
Kind of like it though.
I thought it was folklore of some kind.
Yeah, it is. But I think people still they still participate in the parade of Krampus.
Okay. Well, anyways, Grandma Omi, she has a little bit of a dark secret that we'll get to throughout the movie. But the crazy thing about her, she speaks German the whole time to her family, but she can totally speak English.
Yeah, she speaks English when she needs like dramatic effect.
I don't like Grandma Omi.
Why?
She's a bad person.
She's kind of weird. She doesn't really give them much information.
Correct. And she knows some things.
Yeah. Well, okay, we can talk about that.
Okay,
You're right. Because the more you think about it, it's like she kind of should have shared some information earlier.
Right. We'll get into it. So, okay, that's the main cast. They're all getting ready for Christmas, and we learned that the cousins are coming over, and we got like the Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation situation. And I just watched that movie again. If you haven't watched Christmas Vacation, you should.
You love that movie.
Oh, it's so good. It's funny.
It is good.
Anyways, it's like the crazy, I mean, I don't know how any way other to say it than the white trash family.
Yeah, we brought Rosie. You don't have a cat, do you?
It's fine.
Well, I don't believe I'd say it like that. No, you're right. So you have the main family is the rich family, and then they're well, it's actually the wife's sister.
Right.
So her sister with her family, and they're like country. Like they hunt. They look, I guess I'd say country, but like more like trashy country.
Well, I mean, there's some things that are said by the rich family that make them sound even worse. Like living, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get, now I sound like an a-hole.
I know, yeah.
They're supposed to play, because I'm kind of blending with the Christmas Vacation people. These guys are a step up from them, you know?
Yeah, but they seem like they're kind of like messy.
Okay, here, put it this way. Beth says she found human shit in her bed last year when they came. So what is that? What do you call that?
Yeah, they're wild. They're wild. They're like the wild family.
All right.
Sure.
So who is in this family? We have Aunt Linda and Uncle Howard. So Uncle Howard is that's Keckner.
David Keckner.
Yeah. Aunt Linda she actually doesn't even seem that bad in this movie. She seems fine. They have 3 kids. Howie, who doesn't speak, he kind of reminds me of the kid from
Bad Santa.
Yes.
Yeah. It is weird that they chose him to be a mute, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, he kind of just grunts. He doesn't really talk.
Yeah.
So there's that. Then there's the 2 sisters, Jordan and Stevie, who are basically dressed up as like boys, kind of.
Yeah, my kids were confused on what they were, but they explained their reasons for that.
Yeah, the father wanted boys.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then there's Aunt Dorothy, who's just like a spitfire, you know?
So where's the dog? I need to get Mary.
And yeah, Aunt Dorothy, I think she's pretty funny.
She is.
But who's aunt? Like she's just both of their aunts? Like she's just the aunt to both the girls?
What are you talking about?
She's just their aunt.
Whose aunt?
Both the girls, the moms.
Yeah.
It just seemed kind of weird. It's like, why did it just didn't make sense, like how she even fit in the family. Just a random aunt.
Just an aunt.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think you gotta look too deep into that. You know what I mean?
It's just weird. We've never like just, hey, like let's go pick up our aunt or uncle.
We hang out with our uncle all the time.
I guess that's
yeah.
true.
I
guess that's true.
All right, and last but not least, there's Rosie the bulldog, who's in and out of this movie a little bit.
Cute dog.
Cute dog. We love a good bulldog. All right, so after everyone gets situated, we have a little family dinner. And I got to say, the funniest part, there is some like really funny stuff in here. Hearing Uncle Howard talk about how his goal in life with Howie, the mute kid, is just to get him as big as fat as he can because he wants him to be the biggest lineman ever in high school.
I'm getting Howie Jr. into game shape. By the time he gets to high school, he's going to be the biggest lineman in the state.
Dude, I thought this was hilarious, too, because the kid doesn't look athletic at all, but he's just going to fatten him up. Because the funny thing is, if you're involved in sports at all or around it, especially parents around it, there's people who like believe this type of thing. Like whose life it is to grow this player into some superstar.
Well, it wasn't even a superstar. He just wanted him to be the biggest.
I mean, if you're a big lineman, you're going to be able to move people. You know what I'm saying?
We also learned that Uncle Howard is going to, he's a shepherd that wants to protect his flock. And that'll come into this movie a couple times.
A shepherd has got to protect his flock.
I mean, it comes back a lot.
Yeah. And it's funny. My kids went around saying that afterwards. Like they would like, it came up like later on another time.
Like unironically, they actually liked it, or were they laughing about it?
They were joking around about it.
Because
So
it is a funny line. Because Uncle Howard is just like man's man type of guy.
yeah. Yeah. He's
Ish.
alpha man.
Ish, yeah.
Super Chad.
Super.
No, so you kind of see there's some like real family issues going on here. Like it's what you mentioned. The cousins, like, this is very interesting. And I kind of see both sides of this one. They're irritated because Sarah has made way too fancy of food. They don't like the food. It's too fancy. And at first you're like, they're a-holes. You know what I mean?
Because they are, though.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, then you hear Sarah, and some of this food is like way too fancy.
Well, when she's doing the creme brulee stuff, I'm like, one, I'm not a fan of it, and two, I'm like, yeah, you're going too much here. Because that's part of the thing about it. Well, and here's the biggest thing: she didn't even freaking have ham.
That is true.
You gotta have ham. I mean, chicken's like so like 1980s,
which caused an anti-Semitic remark from one of the guys.
Yeah, that was wild.
Actually, I think that was from Aunt Dorothy.
Yeah,
which no one in the show agreed with, by the way.
Yeah, no one supports that.
Yeah. So, anyways, so Sarah, the funniest part is where you see her take shots. Like there was a little confrontation. And she took some shots at him, like, what do you guys want? Just macaroni and cheese and hot dogs?
Remember that your Aunt Sarah likes everything to be clean and perfect.
Well, I just thought you guys might like a break from macaroni and cheese with hot dogs.
Yeah, okay.
And then she also mentioned them living in trailers.
Well, my favorite part is when David Kechter, so Sarah's leaving and then the dad, whatever his name is, he says like, oh, the food's good. And then David Kechter goes, well, it's a little dry.
It's delicious, honey.
It's a little dry.
Okay. Well, mine's delicious.
And then the guy's like, well, it's good. And it's just like, they can't help but be jerks about it, you know? It's just like, what a dick.
Yeah. I mean, this whole scene, like this beginning, I think it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was good. Again, you're seeing the divide between the one family versus the other.
Yeah. All right. So at this table, Jordan and Stevie, those are the two girls of the cousins, their daughters. So I guess the nieces, whatever you want to say. They decide they're going to clown Max because they've noticed he has a letter to Santa. And one of my favorite lines they do is, we know you still believe in the big fat creeper.
No, you still believe in the big fat creeper? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, these girls are abrasive.
Well, I like that line
jerks.
about Santa because that is a different way to look at him.
Oh, yeah. No, I've totally thought a lot about Santa and how weird it is that we support this old man. If you think
your
about
house
it.
at night.
Well, yeah. And don't even get me started on Elf on the Shelf. Like,
That's fun.
an active felon in your house.
So they had stolen his letter earlier, and they decide they're going to read this letter at the dinner table in front of everyone, which is horrifying, right? Because this is Max again. He's way too in on Christmas, and his letter is like he believes in Santa, and he's asking for some deep things about family. You know what I mean? Like, mommy and daddy need to get together and all that stuff.
I wish me and Beth could hang out like we used to. You might have noticed that I don't have tons of friends. I wish my mom and dad could fall in love again.
Max went real deep. The problem is Santa's not God, Max. You know what I'm saying? Like Santa, that's like a good letter to God, not Santa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Santa brings presents. He's not going to fix your relationships and stuff. Like, good heavens, kid.
he never said he could do that. I don't know where he got this idea, you know? Santa, please bring me to heaven. It's like, I don't even have that ability, bro.
Yeah, make me taller, whatever.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, no, it was cold-blooded. And again, I'm back with you, though. It's like, what is this kid doing writing a letter? He's a little old to be writing letters.
Yeah, I mean, like, does he think that's really going to the North Pole?
I think so. I don't know, man.
Anyways,
We never got into writing letters, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways, they read it out in front of the whole family, and really, I think the worst part is Beth, Max's sister. Like, Max initially wants to jump up and get it from him, which I think is totally reasonable. And she makes him like sit there, and she holds him back, and like she's not doing it in this way, but she makes him sit and take it.
Well, it's true because it's like there's situations, yes, when someone's being annoying across the table, and you just have to deal with it. This is like, no. They're like reading like a journal, a private diary of his like innermost thoughts.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'd jump over that table too.
Dude,
like I'm on the kid's side with this.
She should have been over there.
Well,
but-
not only that, everyone at the table is hearing this happen, and they're just all like listening.
Yeah, nobody's gonna stop this.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Oh, it was painful. Anyways, Max ends up actually losing his totally loses his mind, runs over there, starts attacking, bites one of them, gets the letter, ends up going to his room. There's some talking, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he ends up denouncing Christmas, rips it up, throws it out the window. And then a storm brews.
Oh, so this is the catalyst that set everything off. And here's the thing with Max, he's very passionate. So like when he gets mad, as we saw from the beginning of the movie, he just like loses his mind. So that's what we're dealing with here.
We've all been there.
I never denounced Christmas though.
No.
So we'll make that clear. We'll make that clear.
So the next morning, they all wake up and the town is now covered with snow and the power's gone out.
Yeah.
Trouble is looming.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if you're going to say this, but we also see this,
Strange snowman.
I thought that was really creepy. There's all of a sudden just a weird snowman, a giant snowman just sitting at their house facing the house. You could just tell the vibes. But okay, I can't say enough about this movie though. The vibes are so Christmassy. I love it.
That is good.
Yeah.
You're in the Christmas spirit. Like the snowman, it's a good touch, and it's a creepy snowman. But the house is totally homey and decorated.
Yeah, it's warm until the lights go out. But then we have the nice lighting, the candlelit light, candlelight.
All right. Yep.
Candlelight?
I'm not even going to help you with that.
Lights from the candle.
So they get a ring at the doorbell, and you can see too outside. It's a complete blizzard. At
Your
this
knee
point.
keeps touching me, and I can't stop.
Is this? So a package gets delivered to the house, and it looks like it's actually Santa's bag, which no one really comments on. They just take it. So it's like a random giant bag.
Oh, you're right. Because David Koechner brought it in, and then you don't really see it until later. You see what happens with it.
Well, you'll see there's lots of presents, and they're very old school wrapped, I would say.
Yeah.
So anyway, just remember that may come back. Well, we just told you it does. So Beth ends up leaving the family because she wants to go check on her boyfriend. They give her the okay though. It's not she runs off.
Okay, but this is crazy though. Like it's like a blizzard outside.
Yeah.
Would you ever let your children leave the house?
No, but I feel like my children are smart enough. Like we probably shouldn't go outside in that.
Yeah, I mean it's a crazy move. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah. So she goes to find her boyfriend. She ends up finding his house, and it's just totally covered in icicles. Actually, it looks pretty cool.
It's neat as she's walking out. The further she goes, it becomes more just snow and dark. It gets like a lot more snowy and darker, like less visibility as she moves on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that'd be a blizzard, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, but it gets more blizzardy the further out she gets.
Right. So she gets it's covered in these huge icicles. It looks really cool, but it looks abandoned, empty.
Yeah, it seems like everything outside from where the house is just empty. Like that's the movie. It's like everything's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still wonder how this exactly worked, but
yeah, we get to that at the end. So Beth ends up running into this truck, finds the driver is frozen solid inside, and then we see Krampus is here.
Dude,
our first viewing of Krampus.
I mean, he looks huge.
He is gigantic, super powerful. Like this dude is like jumping from roof to roof, and you can like feel his weight when he hits.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact of his size and the leaping ability, you just think, man, if you fought Krampus, but Krampus doesn't even fight though.
No.
I would have liked to see a Krampus fight. Now that I'm saying that.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's kind of the ringleader, like you said.
Yeah, it'd be no battle though. He just one shot, you're done.
I would believe so. So he ends up making his way down the truck. She hides underneath it. And you can see he's got these hooved feet.
There's something about hooved feet, I guess, because it reminds me like the devil or it's demonic or something. It's always creepy.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, we'll see him a little bit closer later to talk about it, but this is our first viewing. Overall, at this point, I'm like, oh, okay, I like this guy. Like, he's interesting.
Yeah, I still feel that way, and I finished the movie.
Okay. So then Krampus takes off. He disappears. So you think she's safe, but then she hears the little Christmas song coming from behind her. And again, she's under the truck. So she turns around and sees a Jack in the Box playing. Now it pops open and a little doll emerges. And pretty much then it like fades out to the truck and you see it like she's being attacked. So she's gone at this point.
We would think so, yeah. We don't know exactly what happened. Seemed like she got killed, though.
Well, you won't see her till the end of the movie. We'll put it that way.
I mean, dude, that's the question. Are they getting killed? I don't know.
I don't think so.
All right.
So Howard and Tom, they decide they need to go find Beth. So Tom is Beth's dad, Howard's the uncle. They want to leave the house to find them. Grandma Omi, here's our first thing where she's like, you guys shouldn't leave. Again, she says all this in German. You guys, which again, it's just whatever. She tells them in German, they shouldn't leave the house. It's way too dangerous outside. What you're assuming is just because it's a blizzard, right? But also, I mean, her granddaughter just left and is missing, but nobody's that concerned. I mean, they're concerned to leave, but you'll see later, they're okay with her just being gone at this point.
Well, there's a lot of people that suddenly go missing and they don't seem to have urgency on any of it, but they're kind of stuck. And the Grandma Omi thing here, the interesting thing is the whole time you can tell she knows something is going on. And she's just very concerned about the whole situation, but doesn't really tell anyone anything.
No, we just assume it's the blizzard is why she's concerned. But anyways, they end up leaving the house and Howard has a Hummer, this giant Hummer that he's driving around.
Of course.
Yeah, which whatever. It actually looks cool. So they come across an abandoned snowplow and they notice that the glass in the snowplow is broken inwards. In other words, it was attacked.
Poor bastard must have sailed clear through.
It's more like the opposite. The glass is punched in.
I know. I like that move. Makes it creepy.
I like it too. So they go into the boyfriend of Beth's house. So where the daughter had gone, they actually find the house and it's completely empty. It's super cold, empty. But Howard notices something on the refrigerator, and it's a gingerbread man with a knife stuck into him.
So there's been a battle, apparently. No, I think he said something like these people are disturbed or something.
Whoever did this is a demented son of a bitch.
Yeah, and we'll see more of the gingerbread man.
My favorite character in the movie.
Agreed. I agree with you.
Thank
there.
you.
So, and at this point too, I should mention they're rocking guns. Like Howard's got a shotgun and Tom has like a Desert Eagle or something.
Right.
A big old hand cannon. So they, after they find the gingerbread man, they hear a scream and it sounds like Beth is screaming, right?
Yeah, that was the confusing part. Well, I think maybe I'll answer it here in a second, but yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so they hear the scream and they just run straight out into the blizzard. Not really a plan. I guess they're just following the noise.
Yeah.
But it goes bad pretty quickly because Howard gets grabbed from underneath the snow. We got ourselves like almost a trimmer situation, but snow worms.
Was David Koechner wasn't in Tremors, right?
I don't remember. We need to watch that movie again.
And that was too old because for some reason I feel like he would totally fit in that movie.
He would.
You're completely right. It's like something's under the snow, looks like a giant worm-like character, and you can't see it, but it's grabbing him.
Yeah, Tom ends up shooting the snow, and then it kind of disappears. Koechner's legs all jacked up. They end up going back to the Hummer, but it's completely destroyed, and they have to just kind of hoof it back to the house.
So what I like about this, yeah, Beth, is that the girl's name?
Beth's the daughter.
Yeah, so you thought you heard her scream, and now, because I was wondering when they left, I'm like, well, who was screaming? But we do see later they can mimic voices. So they could have been just making it sound like her screaming to lure him out.
Right.
What I do like too is like his Hummer's just completely destroyed. It's like, again, you see the power of what they're dealing with. Like that's a scary thing when a vehicle is just gone.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's scary.
Well, wouldn't your first thought be like, what is that powerful to destroy my vehicle?
I'd be curious.
And something is underground moving very fastly.
Snow worms.
Yeah, you got snow worms out here.
Either way, they make it back to the house, and Tom does an initial cover up where it's kind of funny, where he just pretended like he didn't want everyone to know there's more out there. But that only lasted like 2 minutes, and then they all figured it out.
Get away from the windows! Swords, guns, knives, box, basket, whatever you can.
Not here.
Board up all the doors and windows.
I told you we should have gone to my brother's.
Sure, Howard, Christmas on a pig farm.
Jesus was born in a barn.
Well, yeah, and part of me is like, yeah, I get the idea of like not scaring everyone. However, this is a situation where everyone needs to know that something very dangerous is around.
Yes. Well, at this point, Omi starts to drop some hints as she tells Tom,
Kümmert euch das Feuer.
keep the fire warm. So I forgot to mention when they were over at Beth's boyfriend house too, they saw the chimney and it looked like something giant had gone through it as it was like pushed out and broken up.
Right.
So they did see that. So Omi tells them, keep the fire warm. That's very important in this movie. And you may be wondering, like we said, Beth screamed. They went after her, but now they're inside. Like, shouldn't they go get her again, or wouldn't they be freaking out? Not really.
Well, I think my only thought at this point would be like, they realize you can't really go outside. There's like low visibility. It's just a blizzard out there. So there's kind of no way to help them. No, and also they mentioned that it was like they're getting frostbite after being out for a short amount of time.
Okay, true.
So it's like, it's not even possible to go. But you're right. If that was my kid, I'd be like, I don't care. We're going to figure this out now.
I think it's more that like they don't really freak out that much about it.
As soon as the weather breaks, we'll go find her.
No, but I kind of like their chill vibes.
Yeah, because it's like they go to sleep here shortly. And it's like if your daughter was missing, you wouldn't be sleeping.
No.
Anyways, whatever. That's nitpicking. So they decide they're going to board up the house and everyone's going to kind of hunker down and stay in. The family starts kind of getting along a little bit. Everyone's coming together, bonding over this kind of trying times, right?
Yeah, sometimes difficult times bring people together.
Yeah.
That's what Christmas is about.
Yeah. So everyone goes to sleep and Howard decides he's going to take the first watch because a shepherd has to protect his flock.
I love this too because, again, he's so alpha and he's just like, you're like, okay, this guy's going to watch over the family, he's a man doing man stuff. And then it cuts to him just dead asleep.
Yeah, he goes immediately to sleep and nobody watches the fire. Not even Omi, who should know better than this.
One of us should probably stay up and keep watch.
It's a good idea. I'll go first.
No, you go ahead and catch some winks with your family.
You sure?
Yeah, the shepherd's got to protect his flock.
Everyone's asleep.
Yeah, but I don't blame anyone for watching the fire except for Omi because no one knew the importance of the fire.
Well, I mean, then again, you are like freezing.
Yeah, it is
There's
cold.
no power. Like, you really don't want that fire to go out.
That's true.
So, anyways, whatever. As they're all sleeping, we see a hook comes down the fireplace. And then as it gets lowered down, we see a little gingerbread man is on that chain and he starts shaking, trying to get a little attention.
I love that too.
Dude, the gingerbread men in this movie are awesome. So
they're very playful.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, what do you think a gingerbread man would be?
Yeah, a little mischievous, playful.
Yeah.
So Howard Jr. wakes up. Again, that's the kid that's going to be a lineman.
Yeah.
And he can't resist the sweet gingerbread cookie. So he walks over and he grabs it and bites its head off, only to have this thing wake up and start yelling, then immediately wrap the chain around Howie Jr. and yank him up the chimney.
You're almost right. He doesn't bite his head off. He bites a piece of his head off.
Okay, he took a portion of his head.
Yeah. So, because then the gingerbread man like wakes up when he gets bit and he gets mad.
So after now we have two kids missing, Omi decides to tell everyone what really is going on.
Well, let's say they all tried to get Howard Jr. took off. They all tried to save him and weren't able to. They obviously whatever was pulling him was too powerful, pulled him up out of the chimney.
Right. Yeah. So Omi decides she better tell him what's going on. And this is where she just turns on the English.
I know. Yeah. I mean, you're right. I just take it for what it is, but it's like, why weren't you just speaking English the whole time?
Yeah. Don't like Omi at all.
Yeah, I feel like she's just purposefully holding back information.
Es ist unser aller Schuld.
Is all of our fault? He's come for us all?
I must tell you something.
Yeah, because she goes and tells her story, and basically she denounced Christmas as a kid. She threw like her Santa doll into the fire and like wished, I guess the key to it is like wishing everyone would go away and disappear. And when she did that, Krampus came and took everyone away and left her with, is it a bell or an ornament?
I'm going to call it a bell. It looks like a bell.
Okay, we'll call it a Christmas bell he gave to her. So she knows about Krampus and she knows what's going on, and now she knows he's here.
The craziest thing is like, okay, she knows what caused this whole thing. Maybe you should warn someone in your family. I get though, it would be kind of a crazy thing if you were always telling everyone that they were going to get killed by Krampus.
Yeah. No.
People might not believe it. I get it.
You believe this senile horse shit?
But still, especially now, it's time to tell everything. Well, I guess she did. I don't know.
I do agree. So they end up looking outside now, and there are a ton of snowmen. Like the snowmen are taking over the house.
Again, it's just a creepy touch. What it feels like is they're being invaded. Like you could tell it's starting to get more amped up now. Not just by the snowman, but by Krampus's people.
Yes, they'll come into
minions.
Play. So they decide now, finally, that the fire is priority. So they're all on the fire, trying to making sure it doesn't go out. Stevie and Jordy decide they're going to go upstairs to the old crapper.
I can't believe you're afraid to come up here by yourself.
It's not my fault Aunt Dorothy clogged up the crapper.
Jordy.
Jordan. Sorry.
Why'd you say Jordy?
Well, it's Stevie, Jordy,
Oh, okay, right.
So they go upstairs and the family hears them yell and they're gone. They disappear. So the whole family basically goes to investigate, well, except Dorothy and Omi.
The aunt and the grandma.
Yeah, they stay downstairs. And this is where we get really into the meat here. It starts going a little bit wild. So they get attacked by a giant jack-in-the-box worm-like creature doll head.
Oh, come on.
It's a jack-in-the-box with like a worm body-ish coming out of it with this jester doll type head.
This is when my kids were over this movie.
Yes, and because it's eating a child when you see it.
They didn't like that. Yeah, because it is, I'll be honest, this thing is creepy looking and it is weird because you're just like, what the heck is it? It's because, like the head with that long body. I guess the Jack in the Box doesn't matter. Who cares? It's a creepy looking monster though. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, it definitely is. So that's happening, and then there's like multiple things that start going on. Uncle Howard gets attacked by gingerbread men that have a nail gun.
My favorite part: these gingerbread men are just driving these nails at Uncle Howard and they're just having a great time.
Yeah, they really are the life of the party.
Yeah, it's like I'm having fun with them.
Yeah. So there's those guys. There's a demon doll that attacks Sarah and a toy bear. Like it comes alive, a little Freddy Fazbear action,
Well, that's what's fun. It's like all these different toys are just coming to life, attacking, and it just seems to happen at once. And it's like shock. It's like, wait, this movie just kind of took a turn here that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I guess I should say too, these are all like the toys that were brought in by that mysterious bag that arrived.
Yeah.
Okay, so the highlight of all this is when Howard is shooting these gingerbread men with a shotgun, and there's one that's taking his last stand, and he's running at Howard like slow-mo, jumping with his candy cane.
His sharpened candy cane like a knife.
Going to attack him when Rosie jumps out and bites him and kills a gingerbread man.
Rosie, the little bulldog.
Right.
That was hilarious.
That was probably my favorite scene in the movie.
Oh, it was great. It was great because even the stupidity of the gingerbread man doing this giant, thematic kill.
Yeah, it was good. I like the way they did that. So the worm ends up escaping through a vent and with Jordy, but Stevie is alive. So we're missing one kid.
Right.
So he gets into the vents and this doesn't last very long because they all basically go downstairs. They're by the fire again and they see like the ceiling is starting to collapse and that worm creature is in it. Which by the way, a 2-story house, there's not really room for that. I'm just saying, but whatever.
Oh, okay.
Well,
wasn't it collapsing because the dog went after it?
Yeah, the dog did jump in a vent.
Yeah, they sent the dog in after to get the Jack in the Box.
Right. I guess that's true. I forgot Rosie was involved in that. Either way, the giant worm thing like drops through the ceiling, and then we have like a second battle with all the toys. Again, all those same toys reattack. They end up taking them all out, but then the elves arrive, and we have a problem.
Yeah. The minute you're talking about when they come through the window or whatever.
Right, I believe that's the elves.
Yeah, it's just like a horde of demonic-looking elves, I guess we'll call them.
Yeah, they don't really look like elves. They're like horned mini Krampuses.
Yeah.
So they're not... Whatever, but they're all carrying these like long chains. There's a funny scene where they grab Dorothy and then she throws out I'll see you in hell.
See you in hell!
But it's like, it seems like she say that to her family.
Yeah, I know, right? I feel like that is like one last bye.
Yeah.
Did you notice too when they walked in, they had some sort of powders that they threw on the fire to put it out?
Oh no, I missed that.
I thought that was kind of cool. Like these guys are like secret agents.
This is like
for Krampus.
The Navy SEAL Krampus agents.
Yeah.
I like that. So anyways, Dorothy's gone. Howard jumps on the worm and then it leaves the house. So he's gone too. So we're dropping people pretty quick.
Right.
So the elves hear this howl though. There's this giant howl, which I assume it's Krampus. And then they all clear out of the house.
Yeah. What happens after that? Are we stuck in the house alone?
No. So what happens after that is that they all decide the best way to like act from here is to go to that snowplow and get out.
That's right. Okay. So that's the weirdest part about this, because once I saw all those characters come in, you feel what I said, the only negative part, you feel like there's no hope. It's like, how on earth are they ever going to get out of this? Like, what is the way out? I guess the snowplow, but it's like, we've already been outside. You can't go really anywhere. Plus, there's a lot of snow. Can you just plow through all that snow?
It seems like an excessive amount of snow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, either way, they think it's their only plan. So they all go to leave except for Omi because she needs to face Krampus.
Yeah, she's going to face off. She didn't tell him. She just shut the door behind them.
Again, Omi's terrible. She's like the worst. Because not only does she face off, she does a pretty horrible job. She basically stares at Krampus and he takes her.
Yeah, there wasn't a fight. And I would say it was unnecessary.
She, I don't even think really even said much.
No,
just got taken by Krampus. So thanks for that, Omi. So anyways, on the way to the snowplow, the snow worms are back.
Right, of course.
This is just like picking people off. They're like, hey, we got to get rid of a lot of these characters. And this is how we're going to do it.
That's so funny. It's true.
Yeah, because we lose Tom, Linda, the aunt, and then Sarah, the mom, are all gone pretty instantly.
And it's not dramatic. It's just like, oh, see you later.
Goodbye. So in the end, we have Max and Stevie in the snowplow. The elves arrive and they rip Stevie out. Now it's just Max.
Well, what I did like is they're in the snowplow. And I'm thinking the same thing too. It's like, these kids don't know how to drive this. I don't even know how to drive a snowplow. And then Max is like, I don't even know. He even said, I don't even know how to drive a stick. It's like, yeah, this was never going to work.
Yeah, not at all. So Stevie gets taken out and then it's Max and he meets with Krampus. So we get to see Krampus like up close. This dude is like a creepy. I do like the look of him. It's like an old man, bearded. He's like hunched over, but he's freaking huge.
Yeah, it is like a hunchback. No, I think he's a really creepy looking dude.
Yeah, and he kind of like has his mouth open, like the whole time.
Yeah, it's like constantly. It's that like almost yelling, disturbed looking face thing expression.
Yeah, like hollow eyes and
yeah.
He is creepy, but he ends up giving Max a present, which we see is that Christmas bell.
Oh,
so basically, the same thing happened to Omi, happened to Max. Wished for their family to be gone. He took them all. We think that may be the end, but no, not for Max, because Max decides he's going to fight back. And he ends up finding all these guys, and they have themselves like a little demon ritual.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I guess, I don't know. I guess this is their little party that they're going back to. What are they even doing there? Do you remember?
A ritual.
They're just hanging out. It honestly seemed like a party.
Yeah, it's like a big circle, and they're just, hanging out. I don't even know what they're, I don't know either. So this is where he decides he's going to like take a stand against Krampus. He throws the ornament at him. And when he does that, the ornament's sucked into the ground and opens up a demon hole.
Oh, I didn't even realize that's what happened.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Would Max have been okay if he just held on to the ornament?
I don't think so.
Because Omi was.
Well, no. If he would have just left it alone, I think he would have been fine.
Oh,
well, his family would have been gone forever, but he would have been okay.
Okay. All right.
Per the lore.
Yeah.
But when he threw that into the snow, it created a demon portal, which does not go well. So Max ends up like going to Krampus, and man, this kid's cornball all the way.
Oh,
he has this heartfelt talk that I want my family back. And he's like, it's a little much.
Well, but that's what I like about it. Because in a normal movie, this happens. It's like, okay, the kid realized he was wrong, and now he's trying to right his wrong, and he realizes what's important to him. And he's making this heartfelt speech. And you think, like, Krampus is kind of into this.
Yeah, because he even tells Krampus, like, take me. Save them, take me.
Yeah, which is funny because I'm like, why? Krampus doesn't have to choose.
No, you take anything he wants.
Yeah, I know. You're not doing him a favor.
What you learn pretty quick, because Stevie was still alive. The little elves had her, and they immediately push her into the hole.
Yeah,
And it takes a dark turn.
I think they laughed at him at one point.
Oh yeah, they all had a big kick. They all loved it.
Which I thought was good though, because it's like, okay, this isn't your typical movie.
No.
This isn't gonna go good.
No. So then Krampus grabs Max and ends up tossing him into the hole as well. So he goes into this deep, dark, or not, it's a bright, it looks like lava hole, right?
Yeah.
Goes into it, then all of a sudden, he wakes up in bed and everything seems all right.
It was all just a dream. That's what I told my kids because they were having trouble sleeping last night.
But the problem with this is it does seem a little too much like a dream because everything is glowing. There's that, like, it's a little too overlit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And not only that, everyone's a little too friendly.
Right. Because he goes downstairs. It's Christmas morning. Everyone's getting along and they're just as cheery as can be. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and it doesn't seem like anybody remembers anything happening. Like no one's talking about the night before. So you do kind of assume that was a dream, but this seems like a dream, which is odd.
Yeah, it's disturbing in a way.
Yes. So Max ends up going to open his present. It's Christmas time, but again, he's opening an old box. Doesn't look like a new present. And he finds the Krampus bell. Camera pans out. You see the house in the snow. As it pans out further, you see that house with all the snow is in a snow globe. And they're all in Krampus's lair where he has hundreds of these snow globes. And it's the end of the movie.
So he's been collecting these families, these bad families.
A soul collector.
How is he feeding them?
I
don't know.
Is there a town? Is it like a whole universe, or is it? It sure seems like the house exists just in the snow.
Well, yeah, it's just that's all that was there. Another thing though too is I liked when he pulled out the ornament, we're gonna call it, or bell. All of a sudden, you see everyone's face in the house. It's like they're all starting to remember what happened, and there's just like kind of this confused, scared look almost.
Actually, I did like that too.
That was pretty
a good
good
touch.
It was like, wait, what happened? It's like, and they're like, oh no.
Oh yeah, we got all taken. I don't think anybody got murdered. You're just taken.
I guess, but this is almost worse.
Yeah,
now you're stuck in a globe for eternity.
Yeah, that's kind of the confusing thing. I guess the only person who really we saw die was the frozen man, but that's not even really sure if that was Krampus or just the cold.
Actually, that's a good point.
Because then Kegner did get attacked and his leg was mangled.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, so I'm assuming the snow was the Krampus effect, right?
Yeah, it's almost like, were they in the globe the whole time?
Well, that's what I thought. I thought they were, because in my head, because I'd seen this before, I was thinking, okay, he made the wish. All of a sudden, they got put in this globe, and so that they were disconnected from the outside world. That's why like nothing worked. But that wasn't the case because we saw all these other people coming in. The delivery man, I guess the plow guy. We never really saw. I don't know who else was even around.
There wasn't anybody.
That's weird. They weren't. I don't think they were in the globe, so they fell in the hole though. At the end, it's almost just like, but this effect affected only things around them.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Anyways,
that's Krampus. Let's get to our final rating. 0 to 10, Darren. What do you give it?
Oh, you know what's funny? Second watch, I didn't like it as much as I did the first time. Because the first time I really did enjoy it. I think because I was so surprised by what was happening. I thought it was really fun. I still enjoy it, especially like for a Christmas watch. A Christmas horror movie, it's not like that. Here's what I'll say. It's better for the family because there's not like a lot of kills or anything, like bloody kills where you see this stuff. And I thought it was really fun and entertaining. I'm going to give it a 7.2.
Wow.
7.2. Very festive. Like it's not a good movie, but it's a fun movie.
I'm going to give Krampus a 5.2.
That's disrespect.
I liked a couple things. I liked the actors. Like I liked Adam Scott and Kechner. Oh, I thought they did a really good job. I think they're funny. It is very humorous. Like there are some parts I legit laughed and I enjoyed it, like the gingerbread men and stuff. The whole like Krampus, I could have used a lot more of him and had him be more, I guess, central to the story. When it's all the weird presents and stuff, it got kind of out of control of like what are these things even? Like, they're like demonic animals or like animatronics even.
Yeah, you're right. There was one robot. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just toys that come to life, evil toys.
Yeah, it kind of went out there a little bit. And then that whole scene there, they fought in the house a ton, and none of it had to do with Krampus. He just is like the overlord guy.
Yeah,
you know?
Krampus didn't do anything.
Yeah, and then like I said, I feel like they had to like really pick some people off quick. People started disappearing very fast at the end of the movie, where it was just like, okay, we got to get rid of all these guys and get Max alone.
Well, you had to. Yeah, there's too many people.
Yeah. So I don't know. It wasn't like the worst thing to watch. I wouldn't watch it again though. You know what? I'd watch it again on
Dude,
Christmas.
if the kids come, like our sister comes with her kids, see, that's what I'm saying why I like it. If it wasn't for the holidays thing, I'd probably drop it to like a 6 thing. But for the holiday season, I think it's a great watch for the fam because it's more family friendly than most horror movies. And the kids I know would like it.
I mean, you're not wrong, but that's not how I'm rating it. It's off if my kids want to watch it.
That's your rating. That's not my rating.
Yeah. So overall, like, it's good. It's a good, definitely to throw on for the Christmas time. But is it really a great movie? Nah.
Well, no, but it's fun.
Yeah, and like I said, the whole snow globe effect, it just kind of confuses me. Like the whole bell that he threw in the snow, then the demon portal that put him in the globe, but then everyone goes in the globe. And then is Omi's family in a globe somewhere, but she's not. But now she's in their globe.
Yeah, I think they probably got taken. Well, no. Maybe globes only happen when someone throws the bell on the ground in disrespect of Krampus.
But he got the bell back. What's that mean?
Just try throwing it on the ground again.
Yeah, will that put you in a globe in a globe?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, that's our movie review. So for our next one, let me pull it up because we just figured out what we're going to do because we were kind of confused.
Well, and in the future, I would like to tell you guys every time before we end the episode what we're going to watch next so you know what to look forward to. Next week movie is going to be, drumroll, Christmas, Bloody Christmas.
Ooh, now this seems much more up our alley. And we don't know anything about it. We literally were looking like, we got to do something. There were some we had an idea of, but they were like almost action movies.
Yeah, I want to keep it more in the horror genre. But this seems, I mean, just the title alone, it seems great.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for us.
We don't have any idea what it's about.
No, none, zero. But it looks good. So anyways, on that note, thank you guys all for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you all who subscribed and those who left reviews and comments. It's all appreciated.
Hey, and shout out to our Patreons. Thank you.
You guys are the best. Anyways, on that note, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
See you later. Bye. I'm still here.